So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down, which we're doing today with a glass of champagne because, wow, it's so good. I'm going to wrap up the puzzle this morning, and then we're going to go straight over to the sauna and sweat out all the poisons that have collected in these vessels. So, hopping into our grid, we have a grid titled For Your Amusement. And this is a Rebecca Goldstein and Will Nediger construction. So let's do it. Let's hop into this thing, see what we got today. Wow, I'm still blown away. Every time I look at the Sunday puzzle, I think, oh, it's just ginormous, you know? So, that's 9 or 10, but not 11 or 12. Take one's profits with N, maybe cash in. Thickening substance obtained from seaweed, auger. Okay. Now, see, I don't know what this is up here, one across. I'm thinking it might be a card. So let's take a look and see what that would do. Bebida en una taquería. Agua. Agua. Oh, good Lord. It's early. It's just an early morning here. And I don't know if you can hear the bells out there, but we had these two churches out and behind on our terrace is right between these two churches. They're always dueling with the bells in the mornings. It's quite beautiful. If I ever leave Europe, go back to the States, I think I would be very sad about the lack of church bells, like on an hourly basis. So I think we got card here, and let's see here. So its name comes from Japanese for to fight, and I do believe this is sumo. Parking garage feature, maybe a ramp. Maybe it should have had a qualifier in there, like maybe. Not all parking garages have ramps, maybe. I don't know. Amusement park attraction depicted to the right of this answer. No, I have no idea yet. Cry following a countdown. How about Happy New Year? Yeah, why not? So this drop something. I don't really go to amusement parks. I mean, I don't think I've been to Six Flags in 30 years or something like that, and I haven't been to Euro Disney. I don't know much about amusement parks, I guess. I mean, so pianos and motorcycles, maybe Yamaha. All right. And professor's helpers. I was a visiting professor at Southwestern, and, you know, I didn't have a TA. Sad. New York City, home of Christina's World, my absolute favorite painting by Andrew Wyeth, and that is at the MoMA. I've never seen it in person because I have not been to New York. I've been everywhere on this planet, but not New York. It's hard to explain that one. My wife promised me that she's going to take me one day. So is there a dropped? I don't know. Fruity Italian wine could be a Moscato. Too sweet for me, but I'll take my Prosecco. I'll take my champagne. Titled Widows. That would be the dowagers of the world. I think an awful lot about the Dowager Countess of Downton Abbey. Dame Maggie. She's amazing, isn't she? Start to despair. Start to despair. Yogurt-based beverage. Well, if we're talking about India, then I think we're talking about lassi. I don't know if that's right or not. Start to despair. Maybe lose something. I guess that could be heart. We need to get this checked, though, right? Oil platform. I like that, especially as an artist. That's good. What do we have here? Jazz pianist Garner, and that is Errol. Speaking of Errol, we saw some show on Prime a couple nights ago about the early life of Errol Flynn. Really very good. Insignificant amount. Perspective. 3 o'clock could be the east. And so perspective. So I don't know if that would be a sow or what. We'll have to see. Check it out here. It's not coming to me just automatically, is it? The Shape of Water director, and I think that is Guillermo del Toro. I am a fan Wow. I mean, really perceptive, not perspective. Good Lord. Maybe astute. And that would give us the sou, right? You know, I don't give a sou. It's just an old French coin, I think. Capital in the Gulf of Guinea, and I think that would be Accra. And removed as points. How about docked? No one wants to get docked. Likewise, I do too. Okay. The 4 nights genre. Bum, 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 bum. Doo-wop. Very nice. React to something hilarious. Maybe howl. Is that a no? Say what isn't so. How about says what isn't so lies, and get our tense correct on that. Digs in the mud. Maybe a sty. Destiny is your lot in life, perhaps. Kismet. Canadian NHL team, the Edmonton Oilers. Not necessarily a fan, nor am I a hater of hockey, but that's purely crossword-ese coming through there. Itty bitty, maybe eeny. Showy garden flower, maybe a peony. Solar system model, and that's an ori. I gotta remember how to spell it. We got here amusement park attraction depicted weaving through this answer. Maybe a roller coaster. All right, and trying to be a better steward of themes, right? I want to maybe start paying more attention to what these circles always necessarily spell out. So many of you, so smartly so, big, beautiful brains you have. Rue is Pooh's pal. Have always put it out that it spells something, and I'm like, well, what? I didn't know. But it looks like it spells roller coaster, so that's cool. All right. I think we got a howl here. Consequently, fence, maybe? Dwindle. Wane, maybe? So typing stat. Yeah, we'll go words per minute. Yeah, it's interesting about this grid today. It's got some real gimmies, and then it's got some stuff you really got to think about, doesn't it? So dwindle maybe to wane. And I think this is thence, but I don't know for sure. So let's just check it. Total headache. How about a pain? And thence. I mean, that's not exactly a typical word. I mean, it's something people like me would use if we're feeling particularly jousty, maybe, with our verbal repartees. Compounds in cured meats, nitrates. Science is out on those things too. I don't really know what to think. Maybe a match would be the dating app success. Munich Mr. So Mr. in Munich would be ein Herr. Hier. Ich bin Herr Combest. Aber bitte sagen Sie mir, Christopher. Dendrologists study trees. You know, when I was a kid, I spent so much time understanding what everybody does. What is the name of these various sciences and the people that, you know, practice in those things. Pretty kind of cool. So the Albuquerque Isotopes and Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp for 2. And I have no idea. I'm assuming these are AAA teams. Okay, well, yeah, we'll go with it. C. Subdomain, maybe the C. Substitute, maybe swap. Let's take a look here. Amusement park attraction depicted above this answer. Maybe a water slide? No, not a slode. We don't want to do a slode. We want to do a slide. Oops, I did not mean to activate my little guys there, my emojis. No, go away. Go away. Thank you. Oh, I've got 3 keyboards on this desk. It's kind of hard to keep up with what's what. I'm so sorry. Part of an omakase meal, and I think this would be sushi. And so things you might prey on, perhaps rugs, kind of a nod to various ancient religions. Pleased could be glad. Okay. Nickname for the Los Angeles Angels. I have no idea, but I'm thinking context clue-wise. We're talking maybe the Halos. I'll have to check it, of course, because I have no idea. Common spot for a houseplant. How about a windowsill? And does a whole lot of nothing. I've been known to do that on occasion. Idols. Very rare occasions. Word with French or free. How about a press? And we've got here, vital component of the global refugee process. Oh, I don't know. It's probably resettlement or something. Let's see. Is this an E, though? Mileage, so to speak. How about use? What we got here? Letter before omega. Yes, psi. And mega Pepto-Bismol. I can't remember always if it's an A or an O there. So a set of pipes. We're going to go with an organ, which was incidentally also a clue answer combination in today's mini. Title in Parliament. Maybe an earl? Mammal whose name is spelled using only letters of mammal. Well, how about a llama? So, okay. And draped garment. How about a toga? I'm glad that we had the GA there, because then you're kind of stuck. Is it a cape? Is it a toga? Is it, I guess you could say in some ways a sari. So people that call New Zealand Aotearoa, and those are the Maori. And I think the aerial transport across New York's East River, though I've never been there, I really want to go bad, but not in the summer. I think that might be a tram. I don't know. And looks like this is going to be resettlement, and that's nice. At most, tops maybe. Yeah. Well, I'm not really flying on the same number of cylinders today in this twin engine plane I'm zipping around in, right? Crumbled dessert topping. The only thing I can think of ending in an O would be an Oreo, and I just don't eat them. Finding blank, submarine voyage. I guess maybe Nemo. When I was a kid, go to Disneyland like, oh my gosh, every weekend. It's seeing summer in Arizona, and my grandparents would take me all the time to Los Angeles. And it was called 20,000 Leagues Below the Sea or something like that back then. I guess it's just the same ride, but they put Nemo in it. Not firm, could be limp. There's a joke in there somewhere. Actress Moriarty, Erin. And by the way, she is pretty amazing in The Boys. And I don't really watch The Boys much. I've only seen a few episodes, but I really like her. I think she's got this great presence. Biblical father of Canaan, and that would be Enos. And Canaan was the very first. I studied the Old and New Testaments along with the Quran and the Bhagavad Gita, so on and so forth. But it seems like he was the very first patriarch mentioned in Genesis or something like that. Okay, amusement park attraction depicted in and around this answer. Well, maybe a whack-a-mole? And how do I spell that? No idea. Egg cells, ova. They've been making their presence known, these ova, over the last couple of grids that we've gone through. Lapel attachments, maybe mics. Also nice to have that C there. Otherwise, I'd have been thinking lapel pins. Fight for, perhaps we are striving here. And it's like this mega is going to be uber. But I don't really know that mega uber. I don't understand the dash on that, unless that's a phrase the kids are using these days. Indigenous people with a first moccasin ceremony. Is that not the Apache? I think we can put Ori in here now. I think that's how you spell it. Maybe we have an eel here for dweller in the tracks. Maybe appear again after being killed in a video game. So brown paper packages tied up with strings. How about parcels? And here comes my first customer today in Le Café Christophe. Yeah, there's a bottle of Linha there. You can have some Portuguese wine if you'd like.
Well, thank you, baby.
Anything for my Shotzi. Boorish sorts. I don't know. Cretins, reprobates, we'll have to see. 2 thumbs up with a question mark. So, boorish sorts, I think that's yeses. I just think those are yeses. So I'm going to put them in like I always am told by my wife. To just put it in when you say it because you're probably right. So, boorish sorts, maybe yahoos. And, yeah, we've got a very interesting grid today. It is challenging in some ways, and then there's just these rollover clues that make no sense. Like it just kind of, I don't know. Yeah, indigenous people. So maybe it's just a respawn, because I really think this is the Apache A+ service. Prominent feature of Tom Selleck or David Hasselhoff. And I don't know if you can see this in there, but we were just talking about this last night. Apparently, one of my darling Shotzi's former boyfriends, it could never get to even base, like first base, because he had hair coming out of the back of his shirt. So lucky for hairless guys like me, we win, right? You know, yeah, I won because I wasn't hairy. So I think this is chest hair. I really do. I mean, that's what I think it is. I could be completely wrong, but why not? Let's just go with it, see what happens. Sour grapes drink. Oh, this is great. Okay, this is going to be the clue of the day for me. Haterade, if it's actually right. And I think we do have Apache now. I spent a large part of my childhood on various reservations back when they were under the domain of the now antiquated term of the Bureau of Indian Affairs. But my grandfather was a firefighter for the BIA, and we lived in Choctaw Nation for a while. Very cool stuff. So I guess this is probably a respawn. I don't know. I don't play games. I have no idea. Louis, who wrote Holes, and I cannot remember how to spell his name. Sachar. I don't know. Aviary sound is a tweet, and that puts an A+ service as an ace, which is kind of a bit of a stretch to me. Ingvar Kamprad or Ingmar Bergman, and I do believe they are Swedes. I've never learned Swedish, but it kind of sounds like German and English smashed together in a way, kind of like Dutch in a way, but not the same. Direct. Is this an S? Consumers. You know, it could be an S, right? So I think this might be to steer. Bernesian lead in, lead into body, and I think that may be body, because the Irish, the Scots, no. Body. Get in my belly. One hopping on the bandwagon. How about a roadie? Kidding. Not. Okay. And groups of 9. Oh, wasn't that? But that was awesome for us. These are going to be Enneads, because otherwise I've been like, how do I put nonads in there? Nonads. There's a joke in there too. Consumers. I don't know. Maybe eaters, though. That's not very elegant, is it? So I don't know if that's right. Assist in a pick and roll. Pick and roll. Is it a football thing? About 3.26 light years. And I don't think we're talking about a parsec here. Which Han Solo is a unit of distance, not time. Though they come up with some kind of thing where they folded the time space or something, and where he could do, I don't know. It was a stretch. I think maybe George Lucas just got that one wrong. Hawaiian pizza topping. Well, I can't fit Spam in there, so we'll go with ham. And goddess whose name fills in this fact. Hephaestus once made her a magical throne. Very nice. Hera, very cool. And I've cracked it. Aha! Good. And suffix with cyclo, maybe. I have no idea what it could be. So, cyclotron, maybe? What do we got here? A shell tool? Okay. Well, that could be a definition. Apartment dweller. How about a tenant? Her kind poet sexton. And I know the poem almost like the back of my hand, but I can't remember if she's an Anna or an Anne. I seriously blush to say I do not know. Well, it's going to be Anne then, isn't it? Because we don't have an A for a Brussels to Berlin direction, and I think that would be east-northeast, maybe? East-northeast, I think. I'm looking at a map in my head right now. Glass tube illuminant, maybe neon, of course. And Fiddler on the Roof, Matchmaker. Yes! That's where we get our fun at the Yenta. If it had an A at the end, it would be the rumor mill of the neighborhood, right? The Office setting. Again, never seen a single episode, but I know that is the hometown of the current president, Scranton. Be a cast member of. Perhaps we're talking about to act in. A designer of noted terminals at Dulles and JFK, and that's Saarinen. The architect. I think he was born in 1910. I think. Okay, quick second. Part of a circumference. We're going to go with an arc on this one, and I guess this could be a quick second if you've got a quick aid, maybe an assistant. Election year focus. How about a race? Kind of into one of those right now. It's funny when you're watching the American elections from Europe, you're kind of like, outside looking in going, oh. Amusement park attraction depicted above and below this answer. Trial could be a test. So maybe these are bumper cars? I don't know. I'll try it. Risque. Ooh, racy. Blank vez, this time in Spanish, so that'd be esta vez. And actress Lee of past lives. Isn't that Greta? Metallic sound could be a clang. You don't know for sure. Goes down for a while, maybe naps. Zenith would be the Acme, and a very nice watch brand. I would take a Zenith any day of the week. Let's see. A gilded one is seen on King Tut's crown. I think we were talking about a cobra. Interesting that they would do that too, and not an asp, I guess. A trash-loving Muppet is, I guess that would be Oscar. Baton Rouge, yes. Baton Rouge School, LSU. The Bayou Bengals, I think they go by. And I think we do believe we have an Oscar-Greta combination there. So let's just go ahead and wrap this thing up. And I do not have the energy I normally do, but even though I'm feeling fine, it's just early in the morning. I don't know. But that's why we're having champagne. I'm going to the sauna. Forming the bottom level. Oh, I don't know. Maybe basil? In medical terminology, I don't really know. Participate in a Lakota smudging ceremony, and I think that would be to burn sage. Incidentally, something that's done by various cultures around the world for various reasons. We once thought we had a ghost in the house, and my friend Angela came over and burned sage and said she got rid of them for us. Nice. Thanks. Though I don't think it worked. Let's see. Spacious could be roomy. Succulent genus. I guess it would be the aloe plant. We were just talking today about how much I love botany. Oddly enough. Forming the bottom level. I think it is basil. Wow, that was a good guess. Pack could be stow. So make sure to be cautious when you're opening the overhead compartment because items you stowed may have shifted. Could fall in your face. Mega, how about ultra? It looks like we're down to the last of it here now. Sensible clothing for the Bay Area's climate. Yes. My shout out to Uncle Daryl who lives in San Francisco. Molecule studied by 2023 Nobelist Catalin Carrico. I think that's RNA. And we have an army ant. So how do we do, Bob? Well, we're not done yet. Oh, well, that kind of helps.
In the bottom left.
Yeah. Okay. I remember one time I did that. I was like, I don't know where it's at, So audiologist colleague in brief. Well, they're looking for an ENT here, but I prefer to say an otorhinolaryngologist. So how did we do, Bob? Okay, well, I guess that's not a terrible time for a Sunday, especially when you're a windy gas bag like me. So excellent grid though, but I have to say Haterade probably took the cake on it as far as the clues are concerned. Absolutely amazing. So Yeah, let's just go ahead and get rid of this thing here, and let's just say, bring down that goodbye slide, right? And as much as I hate to say it, but I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow for the Monday grid. But as always, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Wir wünschen Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch, auch einen Tag und Abend und alles. Schönen Tag, ja, genau. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss, Servus, ciao, Cin-Cin. Take care. Be well.